Evolution of the Land Registry. The Land Registry is divided into two main categories: manual registries and electronic transcripts following the digitization of cadastral data. Manual registries include all records before the digitization process, such as land registries and land ledgers from the Japanese colonial period before 1946, old land, building, books from the early post-war period, 1946 to 1976, new books before digitization, 1976 to 1998, and electronic registries from 1998 to the present. 1. Japanese colonial period registration. Meiji 39 to 45, Taisho 1 to 15, Showa 1 to 20, before the 1946 general registration. A land ledger. In 1898, the Japanese government began conducting land surveys in Taiwan, establishing basic cadastral and tax records. In 1905, a land registration system was implemented. According to the laws at the time, after land surveys were completed, any changes such as division, merger, or land use changes were inspected or surveyed by local tax authorities. These changes were recorded in the land ledger and cadastral maps, and tax amounts were adjusted. Landowners could then apply for registration with a transcript of the ledger, creating a dual system of land ledger management and land registration. A land and building registries. 1. Land registries were organized by large or small sections, districts or subdistricts, with land entries ordered by registration number. The registry was divided into sections: title section, land description; description section, section A, ownership; ownership section, section B, mortgage and lease rights; other rights section, section C, tenancy rights; other rights section. 2. Building registries also had similar sections, but required referencing an index to locate the registration number. Co-owners register. This was a register of co-owners before and after land registration during the Japanese period, limited to changes in ownership names. 2. General Land Registry, 1946 to 1976. On November 26, 1946, the Executive Yuan approved the Taiwan Cadastral Adjustment Measures to reorganize Taiwan's cadastral records. According to Article 4, areas where the Japanese government had conducted real estate registration required property owners to submit their registration certificates for verification. After public announcement and no objections, new land titles or rights certificates were issued and registries were compiled. Areas with reissued titles were considered to have completed general land registration under the Land Act. The Taiwan provincial government announced the Taiwan Province Land Rights Certificate Submission and Reissuance of Rights Documents Measures on May 2, 1947, to implement the above regulations. Property owners were required to submit applications and documents within 1 month from April 21, 1946, to the Land Reorganization Office, or branch, to apply for reissuance of rights documents. Remedial measures for rights transfer during announcement period. To facilitate land transfers and mortgages before title reissuance, the Taiwan provincial government announced remedial measures. Property owners could apply for transfer or mortgage by submitting certificates for verification, which were recorded in a special register. However, no separate register was created. Entries continued in the Japanese period land registry. General Land Registry and Building Description Section. 1. Rights applied for during the General Land Registration, if verified and unopposed after the announcement period, were registered in the General Land Registry, which also served as the record for future cadastral changes. The paper used for this registry was cotton paper, with the land description and ownership on the same page, and the other rights section on the back. For co-owned land, a separate co-owners register was maintained. 2. The building description section was established during the 1949 General Building Registration and was recorded together with the land registry, meaning only the description section was established. The building owner was either the landowner or the holder of surface rights. An example is the Kamikaze Special Attack Team stationed at the Bugwai Airfield during the Japanese period, where the team leader's residence was the Yuching Hall, requisitioned by the Japanese government and used as the ancestral hall of the Kiyuliantang Sacrificial Public Enterprise. It was not registered during the Japanese period, but after the war, the building description section recorded the owner as Kiyuliantang Sacrificial Public Enterprise, same as the land registry ownership section. Another example where the land and building have different owners, the building description section recorded the owner as Chio XX, same as the land registry other rights section. Co-owners register. This was the co-owners register of the General Land Registry, recording the registration number, co-owners' names, addresses, and shares. 3. Manual Registry, 1976 to 1998. A land and building registries. In 1976, effective parts of the General Land Registry, Co-owners Register, and Building Description section were transferred to new manual registries. These were organized into sections: title, ownership, and other rights. The registries were loose-leaf, written vertically, and bound from right to left to prevent ink smudging. Each section had its own pagination, with land, building, section numbers, and registered page numbers for easy reference. Due to the high volume of registration cases, land administration offices began using stamps to replace extensive handwritten entries, leading to the creation of stamp boxes. The exhibit features a stamp box from the Luzhu Land Administration Office. 4. Electronic Operations post-1998. In October 1998, the office completed the computerization of land and building manual registries and resurveyed registries, providing fast electronic services, e.g. cross-county electronic transcripts. An integrated database was established to provide accurate, value-added information for government decision-making. To uphold the principle of public land registration and ensure real estate transaction security while protecting personal data. Since 2005, transcripts have been divided into two types for public application. The original second type disclosed full names and addresses of registered owners and was available to anyone. However, a revision on December 25, 2014, effective February 2, 2015, changed the second type to a de-identified format, revealing only the owner's surname and partial ID number, but retaining full address information to promote land use and development. Additionally, a third type of transcript was introduced for interested parties with legal notification obligations or rights and obligations changes, allowing them to obtain full names and addresses to assert legal rights or fulfill obligations, ensuring real estate matters are handled effectively.